All right, welcome back to Missing Persons TV. I'm Brian Ladd of my co-host Deborah. Today is Thursday, July 9th, 2009, 10:56 p.m. Tonight's show is dedicated to Aji Desir, who went missing January 10th from 2009 from Immokalee, Florida. I have on the phone with me Gail St. John, Kevin Doyle, Galena Vick, and Kevin Doyle. How you guys doing?
Doing great, Brian.
Doing good.
Gail, I know you went down to search for Aji Desir a couple months ago, so we'd like to talk about that. Deborah, you run the website, findaji.com. So tonight what we're going to do is just review the case that we have, updates on the website, any news articles, and what Gail has done in the past and what she plans on doing in the future for Aji. So with that said, let's get started. I have some graphics that I kind of got ready, kind of spur of the moment. Let me see how this works here. Okay. There we go. Okay, this is Aji Desir's grandmother. Once again, he went missing January 10th of 2009, and this is going on 6 months. Matter of fact, in 1 hour from now, he'll be gone 6 months. Deborah, do you want to start this off? Give a little details on the case, what has happened and what hasn't happened.
Okay. As you said, Aji Desir has been missing from Immokalee, Florida, since January 10th of this year. It's going to be 6 months now that he's been gone, and his grandma there, you can see her crying in the photo. She was the one taking care of him when he went missing. Mom was at work and she was watching Aji. He was outside playing with neighbor kids, and that was the last time he was seen. Apparently she checked, he was there. When she checked again, he was not.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting to me when Gail went down there searching for him. Gail and Galena were able to talk to those kids that Aji was playing with at the time that he went missing. So that gave us a little more insight as to how he actually, went missing. And if I remember correctly, he didn't really know where he lived, and usually the last kid that was left would walk him home or something like that. And
right.
They all got called in for dinner or something, Gail or Galena?
Yeah, they all got called in for dinner and left Aji out there.
Okay. Yeah, so you actually talked to the neighborhood kids and stuff. What did they say?
Galena did too. Galena was out there talking to him. She probably had a little more memory,
I know there's some stuff that they said, and there's a lot of disturbing things that they said. Do you want to bring that up? First of all, the case that we have, we actually opened the case on January 14th of 2009. The case is number 648. All the information that we have, there's extensive information. A lot of maps, a lot of dream drawings, a lot of stuff from psychics, a lot of stuff from the news articles and stuff like that. They're all on the case file. There's 2 pages. There's probably a little over 100 images and about 20 maps. So if you guys want to visit that page, it's case number 648. You can also go to the forum at missingpersonforum.com. Go ahead, Gail. And I'm sorry, Galena.
Yeah, Galena, she probably has a better memory of all what the kids said.
What they said basically was what you were starting out to say is that Aji would go out and play with the kids, and then the parents or the grandparents would leave it up to them to escort the boy home at night. Unfortunately, this night they all got called in for dinner, so Aji got left out there by himself. Well, while talking to the kids, they said, we asked them, did Aji know where he lived? No, absolutely not. He would point, you ask Aji, where do you live? And he'd point at any house and say that's where he lived. So, obviously, the little boy was left out there unattended and had no idea how to get back home. Nobody came looking for him. Nobody remembered that he was out there. They were called in for dinner. It got dark. They went to bed, left him out there.
Okay, so he definitely wasn't being supervised. Now, Gail, you talked to him, and we brought up some things that were kind of disturbing. I don't think that the media had caught on to that. Do you want to talk about that?
What was that again, Brian? I lost
I'm sorry. Some of the things that some of the kids told you, how they were teasing him and what he would do to defend himself when he was being teased. You want to talk about that a little bit, and then talk about what that might mean.
Very disturbing, and I know Galena heard the same thing. The kids said that they would tease him and knock him down and do stuff to him, and after a while, then he would actually pull his pants down. I guess didn't they say that, Galena, and then pee on the kids?
Yeah, that was his defense when they were being mean to him.
Yeah.
Urinate on them and try to get them so grossed out that they would leave him alone.
Very disturbing.
Okay, Deborah, you had commented on this earlier. Do you want to talk about what that might mean? I know we actually had a psychiatrist tell us a few things, and with children that do that, what could possibly be the reason why they do something like that?
Well, one thing that is said, psychologically, medically, that type of thing, with children that urinate in places that they shouldn't, especially like little boys, if they start going to the bathroom in places that they shouldn't be, like in a strange room, in a corner in a room, on furniture, I don't know what that goes for, on other children or whatever, but in a lot of cases that is like a major indicator of some sort of abuse,
right?
The sexual type abuse.
Okay.
And so, I found that quite disturbing knowing that myself,
Okay.
hearing that before, that's an indicator. It's really sad to me that little Aji went through so much. Obviously, his grandma, his mom did not know what he went through with the other kids, or he would have, I would think, that watched more closely.
She didn't know because no one was watching the kid. I mean, we're not saying that, we're not putting any blame on anybody, I guess. We just wanted to find Aji, but there were a lot of things down there that Gail saw, that Galena saw, that were just wrong. I mean, this poor kid, first of all, who's mentally challenged,
Right.
being left alone,
Right.
no
Functions at about
supervision.
age 2, they say.
Okay, Gail, when you talked to the kids down there, were there any adults around?
Actually, no.
Okay, isn't that just a little odd? I mean,
Yeah, these kids
Okay.
were talking to strangers.
Yeah.
I mean, talking to you and Lena, and Tamara was with you too, I assume. That's talking to strangers. Small children in the village, they're talking to strangers, and where were the adults? I'm not pointing fingers or assigning blame here, but yeah, I see that as being odd too.
I do,
all right, Gail, let's talk about the areas that you and Galena searched. Up on the screen right now, I have Farm Workers Village. Now, I know you went and interviewed a lot of people down there. You did a blind drive. We posted that blind drive like you did with the Kaylee Anthony case. That's posted on your website and on my website too. What feelings did you get down there in the Farm Workers Village area? First of all.
The biggest thing is I didn't really know where I was going because literally this one was a blind drive.
Okay.
Galena can attest to that. This was literally the blind drive.
Okay.
Because my eyes were covered. So, it'd probably be better to hear it from Galena because she knows what I was saying about my feelings and what was going on. And I couldn't see.
There was another thing too, though, Gail. You called me and I missed that call. Trying to find out where Aji went missing from, trying to get an address from me, see if I had Grandma's address or something. Because when you were down there, when you first got in the Immokalee area that first day, you were pulled to a certain area.
Right.
And it turned out that where you were getting, being pulled to, turned out to be right there at Grandma's home, didn't it?
Yep, it did.
Okay.
Yes, it did.
Now, the Grandma's home is actually on the map right here. It's in the center. I don't have a place mark on it. That's in the Farm Workers Village. Now, I know you checked to the area to the east of it. Let me kind of get that up right there. I have circled in blue the area that you searched. What did you feel out there? That's the area to the east. Did you feel anything out there? Because we were thinking, possibly maybe he wandered off. On my dream drawings, I can follow the dog.
Was that blue house, and
I have the blue house too.
Blue house.
Okay, so you kept going back to the house.
Right. Not the grandmother's house, this other blue house, in which, actually, before Galena got there, you should see some pictures on Naples News with me looking in the windows and walking around there. He just wanted to do a couple shots and driving down the road with us, but he kind of got stuck. because when I started to drive down the road, I started picking up stuff, and I just said, "Sorry, you're stuck on the blind drive."
Okay, I think I have the image. Let me see. Yeah. Well,
So
I have one image from
we
Maple
actually got a
News.
reporter stuck with us in the car on the blind drive,
Okay.
and he kind of recorded the whole thing, so it was good. Innocent bystander, we had to take him.
Okay. Now we have that blind drive, like I said, posted on the website, so you guys can see that. So, according to my dream drawings and everything, I got that he followed a dog, and he was not too far from where he went missing. I actually had a spot on the map. Now, I know you guys checked that out. I believe there was some barbed wire preventing you from getting in there, Galena. I know Galena went out there before you even got there, Gail.
Yeah, it's fencing all the way around the orange grove.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm trying to find the map on that one.
Okay, it's directly behind the farm workers village.
Yep.
Right behind where you got your map up there now, where it looks all cloudy and smoky up in there in the white. That is actually an orange grove.
Okay, and the other area was the island, and there was a little passageway to the island. And on the dream drawing, it said maybe he followed he followed a dog, and somehow got stuck out there. I don't think that area was accessible, was it?
No, that's where we jumped over the fence on my last search out there. This was after Gail left. I went out there with 3 other people, and we went to that area that you're talking about, the island area. You can see the highway behind where you got the blue mark. We parked right there, jumped over the barbed wire fence, went back into that area. There was another barbed wire fencing around the massive trees.
Okay.
And they refused, the 3 people that jumped over the fence, they refused to jump over the second fence to get into the trees because there was wild boar back in there.
Okay.
And without any way to protect themselves from the wild boar, it was not safe to go back in there and search.
Okay. That said, I don't even think that Ashi could have got into that area then at the time, could he? I mean, he's a small child, but he could have.
He could have gotten in there from the orange grove.
Yeah, from that blue house.
From the blue house, you go through the fence that was knocked down.
Okay.
Yeah, right next to the blue house is a fence that's knocked down. Go over a little makeshift bridge that the kids threw wood pieces and everything that they would walk over into the orange grove. And yes, he could have ended up in that area.
Okay. All right. Well,
if it's about a mile, it'd be a long.
Okay.
But it could be done.
Okay. Gail, local law enforcement, do we know that the areas, I know they did an extensive search with the people that they had. Do you think that they covered all the areas they should have? Or do you think they missed anything? Gail? Gail?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
My microphone screwed up. Sorry about that. Yeah, I feel definitely they missed something.
Okay. What area? What area?
And we were promised that they were taking Dolan back, and that never happened.
Okay. Well, are we
So I'm
sure?
really disappointed over that.
Okay. Let's talk about Immokalee. Now, you did have some feelings in Immokalee, particularly 3rd Street. You want to talk about that?
You can read it,
Okay.
because you know how I am on cases. When it comes out of my mouth, it's gone.
Okay. Well, I know you did search. We did search. There were some areas of interest that you wanted to search, and I think you went to some homes there. I don't think you knocked on any doors or anything, but apparently, I guess none of your feelings took you to the town of Immokalee, which is right next to the farm workers village.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So that said, you went down there. You searched. You do have plans on going back. When will that be?
We are figuring tentatively right now, August 23rd.
Okay. Okay. August 23rd. All right. There's one other thing I wanted to bring up. The alligator. There's a picture of him.
My friend.
How did you come upon that guy?
You know, you just walk down the road down there to the areas, and they're playing gators.
Okay. Oh, that's a huge alligator. Speaking of that now, and I know it's been said before that possibly maybe Aji was maybe attacked by an alligator. What do you think about that? What are your personal feelings on that? In your past experience with animals such as alligators and
well, I mean, it's
coyotes
extremely possible. It's a little child walking down a very narrow road with gators on both sides.
Okay, but wouldn't something have been found by this point? Because I don't think.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily. Who's going to go back there and find it?
Well, I assume that somebody had
once
searched.
everything was gone, done, sunk down to the bottom, what are you going to find, Brian?
Well, you're going to find some clothing. You're going to find something.
Clothing doesn't float.
Well, I think if the area was searched, I think that they would have found something by now, which to me is good news.
I don't know, because he wasn't wearing but a pair of shorts and a shirt, wasn't it? Then that what he was wearing.
Deborah, you have all that information.
Yes, he was wearing shorts, a shirt, and sneakers.
If it sinks down to the bottom, it's so densely covered. Wouldn't you say, Galena, with the like those it's like lily pad things on it? It's pretty densely covered.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Gail and Galena.
Oh, and you
go
down here
ahead.
in April. So April was after, a few months after he went missing.
When did he go missing? What month?
He went missing January 10th, and you were down there toward the end of April, correct?
Yeah, I have the case file open. I actually have a lot of information I was going to read, but
and I can't tell you if the gator got it. But what I can say is they're not as active in January. But if you sat there eventually moving around by that water, you may get
well,
grabbed.
we did do some research though as far as alligator attacks, and generally if it does happen, it's pretty rare. They always usually find something. A lot of times the alligator will not consume the entire body. I know it sounds kind of sick, but they regurgitate a lot of stuff, and things are found.
Right.
So that said, Kevin Doyle, now you just did some work on this. Would you like to tell us what you've got? Thank you.
Sure, Brian. I did a meditation on Aji. What I have is in my meditation, dead, first lost, then confusion and desperation into total exhaustion. Most remains scattered within a 12 to 15 foot radius area, near waterway, road, 200 to 300 foot, and that's all I have.
200 to 300 foot from where he disappeared from? What you're saying, Kevin?
Yes, from the road, 200 to 300 foot from a road, and then near a waterway, and the remains scattered within a 12 to 15 foot radius.
Excuse me.
Okay.
That's about what I thought. I mean, about what the area looks like.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Wouldn't you say, Galena?
Absolutely.
Well,
okay.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Well, 200 to 300 foot is a long way. I mean.
Yeah, it's about 200 to 300 feet. Wouldn't you say, Galena, to that gator area?
From the time you pass over the makeshift bridge to the time you get down to where that water is, it's about 200 feet.
Yeah, and if he wandered around the groves, got lost, couldn't figure out how to get back, couldn't find the way back, wandered in those groves. Those groves are huge. You can definitely get lost in there. You would have been lost. And my feeling is when we were back in there, is I felt lost and confused. You know what I mean? This was the feelings that were coming to me. It was, remember when we were in there, I said I feel very confused. Like he may have wandered for hours and hours and hours.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Kevin. That's not what I wanted to hear, but that's what you got.
Well, none of us wanted to hear that.
Okay.
No, I didn't want to hear it either.
Okay.
Well, sadly, we've been hoping that Aji was abducted since a few days after he went missing because the weather was cold down in Florida. It was getting down at or below freezing at night. We were hoping that he had been abducted because at least he would be, possibly alive if he was abducted. That's a terrible thing to hope for, but
it's the truth.
Right.
Right. you know, if these areas have been searched, and I certainly hope that they have now. I mean, these areas, we're not talking about a large area at all. I mean, we're talking right by Farm Workers Village. If they've been searched thoroughly and there's nothing there, I mean, there's hope out there that Aji's somewhere. That's why it's so important, you know, for the media to report on this case. That said, Deborah, you run the website findaji.com. I know you've been frustrated that a lot of cases get attention and it seems like no one cares about Aji. You know, be it racism, which it probably is in the media, they just don't see it as that. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, but you know what? Naples News did print what I said.
What's that?
About it.
What's that?
About it being media prejudice.
Okay. Deborah, what are your thoughts?
They mentioned that.
Deborah?
Well, you know, the last attention that Aji really got was when Gail was down there in April searching for him. So she had to go from Ohio to Florida and physically search for Aji in order for, you know, the media to pay attention. Prior to that, it was pretty much, for the most part, just the coverage when he initially went missing. I'm very disappointed. I don't know if it's because he's not a little blonde, blue-eyed child, or if there's not some kind of, you know, enough drama attached to his story.
I'll go with both of those.
If there was something sick and twisted about it, like Jerry Springer, like, he'd probably get more attention.
Sure, because look at the Haley Cummings case that got attention. She went missing a month after Aji.
Yeah, a full month after. She went missing on February 10th.
And she
even now,
got all kinds of attention. Yeah, but she got attention, lots of attention on Nancy Grace. It drew tons of attention. I couldn't get enough, other than a few locals, to pick up the story on Aji.
I guess the big thing to Naples News.
Absolutely.
They did.
And they did a very fair and honest story to help Aji. When I told them that, you know, I expected this to be fair and honest because it was about Aji, you know, they did a great story. I really appreciate the story that they did. It really, you know, it really was good for him.
Well, just so people realize too, you know, the story when you were down there, the articles that were done when you're down there looking for Aji, or when you go anywhere looking for a missing person, those stories are for the missing person and to get their picture and the awareness out there that they're missing. These stories are not for Gail St. John.
Right.
Just so everyone realizes that, because, you know, we do try to let the media know that, you know, Gail is in the area searching, and, you know, in the hopes that they will give coverage to that missing person. And, you know, sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. So Naples News did a really nice job when you were down there for Aji before. I just wish that them and others would continue giving him a little bit of coverage here and there. I'm very disappointed that Nancy Grace did not cover Aji, or Haley for that matter, when you were down there searching for Aji and then on to search for Haley.
Well, Deborah, you've done a lot of work, you know, trying to make these, you know, people, you know, report on Aji. We've written letters to Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jackson before the incident, to do a song for Aji. That's not going to happen now. A lot of the talk shows, CNN.
Right, at a local and a national level, both.
Right.
Something that I did for Aji and I've done for other missing person cases is to research the direct contacts.
You know, we do have...
and for the national, too, so we can do it ourselves and also get the help of, you know, readers and listeners that are willing to send some email. It makes it so much easier for them to send it when they have the direct links to send them to.
Deb and Brian, we do have someone who might do something. I'm not going to ask, but you guys can ask. Look on my Facebook, and you'll find a picture of someone playing a bass guitar. You might want to ask him.
Yeah,
okay.
Brian, you did that really nice video for Aji some months back.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm hoping that we can
if you guys want a song, you want something, you might want to ask them if they'd be willing to do it.
Okay. Yeah, we do have a video out for Aji. You can get to that if you just Google Aji Desser video, YouTube, or anything. It'll be the first return. Unfortunately, all the work that we've done seems to be the only thing that's showing up on any of these search engines, which is
well, that's the only thing that's showing search engines in a lot of these cases,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know that.
Jenica?
Right. but
Feuerstein? That's
yep.
you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I'm not saying it. I'm saying we're talking about this case right now, and it's kind of sad, really, in a way. It's very, very frustrating, and I understand all the cases are like, well, a lot of the cases are like that. You know, especially it seems like if you're white and you have some type of drama involved, no matter what it is, you're going to get headlines. But you know, not if you're missing a little black kid.
Well, I'm sorry. You know, I'll do my best to be put on the Jerry Springer show. Listen, I admit to being a nutter, but you know what I mean? And playing around and goofing off, and Galena can, you know, knows how to have a good time, but not when we're working.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep.
Quite serious when we're working.
Well, most everything, a link to everything in the articles that have been done so far, and those links for the media in order to send them emails, all of that can be found at findaji.com. And there's a lot of information about him there. You can also print his poster, you know, and share the information with everyone. So we kind of wanted to make it be one spot where you could pretty much find out everything and learn everything and spread the word about Aji, which is why there's findaji.com. And with his family speaking Haitian Creole, because they're Haitian, that's their primary language, it's got to be extremely difficult for them in the search for Aji.
Well, we had a girl there who would have translated. She spoke Creole too.
So what happened?
But she spoke, you know, English as well.
Okay, so.
Well, you know my policy. I don't interfere with families.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you, Gail. Thank you, Galena. Thank you, Kevin. Deborah. So, anyways, we run a show called Missing Persons TV. It's on every night, Monday through Thursday at 9 o'clock. Once again, this is Aji's grandmother, and it's been 6 months now. Actually, well, about 30 minutes. He's been missing for 6 months. Deborah, do you want to close the show tonight, and that'll be it.
Okay. Once again, everyone, Aji has been missing since January 10th of this year from Immokalee, Florida, which is a farm workers village. He went missing when he was playing outside with other children. 6 years old. He functions at approximately age 2, though. He's developmentally disabled. He can't speak much himself. He only says a few words. He does understand quite a bit, though, and that language is Haitian Creole. He is not getting, in my opinion, what he deserves as far as media attention. There's so many people that don't know that the little guy is missing, and now it's almost 6 months. So anyone that is willing to help, the thing that you can do is, you know, print his picture off and, you know, hang posters of him, share it with everyone you know. Because Aji, he's out there somewhere. He can't get himself home. He can't tell someone that he's missing and that he wants to go home because he doesn't speak much. So please visit findaji.com, send emails to the media, share his information with everyone you know. And thank you, and good night.